What I'm fishing today is really just a huge flat. On each side of the flat, there's like 80 feet of water, you know, and there is kind of an island here. You know, so I'm going to come in, I'm going to throw probably a 1/4 ounce with a 4-inch swim bait on it, just to scan the area, see if I got any foulers, see if anybody hits me. When I feel like there's fish in the area, even by just seeing them, that's when I'm going to hunker down and start making adjustments to my swim bait. I am not endorsed by a bait company, so I got to pay for all my baits, my rods. I make the boat payment. If there's something to pay for, I'm paying for it, okay? I can't afford to have every bait under the sun. I go with those muscle baits, the foundational ones that are the, you know, they do the bulwark for it. I got an 1/8 ounce jig head, a 1/4 ounce jig head, and then I go up to a 1/2, which I hardly ever use. My swim baits, right? I got that 4-inch right there with a big paddle tail. Then all I do is I start scaling down. There's like a 3.5 with a paddle tail. I think this is a 3 with a paddle tail. See the colors? The colors are just your base colors are going to be the green pumpkin and watermelon. And then sometimes I get rid of the paddle tail and go with a fluke. That's about it. I don't have crazy colors. As the bite gets tighter, you know, if I know there's fish in the area and I just can't seem to get on the bite, then I always go down first. So when the bite gets tough, go down first. Rarely is it you need to go with a bigger one. But check the down size first, and then if you got to go bigger, go bigger. Today what I'm finding is that they're up shallow and they're clinging to rock. And normally this time of year we're fishing Cincos, you know, and shaky heads. The way I look at it is in the summer, in the early summer, and right in the heat of the summer, I go with worms. I'm thinking Cinco, I'm thinking shaky head. That's going to be my primary bait. As I get into the late summer, early fall, I'm thinking crab. And then in the winter and in the spring, I'm thinking swim bait as a primary. But swim baits are always my secondary because they work year-round up here. So in the summer, I use them as a secondary. Everybody's been throwing Cincos. I threw a couple today. Right onto the rocks, they're not interested. They swim right away from them. So as a secondary, I'm throwing these little swim baits. And what I do is I plop them right in front of them, just like I would a Cinco, you know, and I drop it and I let it sit right on the bottom and I hop it here and there. And you be patient, let it sit there. They can't stand that a smaller fish is sitting in their area. They are the big, you know, smallmouth, I think bass as a whole, but smallmouths definitely are bullies. And they want to be the superior fish. They're kind of a predator fish. So when there's a smaller fish in the area, whether they're hungry or not, they're going to push them out, bump them out and say, you know, get out of here. So you can trigger them, and that's what I'm doing today. So I'm dropping swim baits right in front of them, fishing them kind of like a Cinco, and they're hitting them. You know, normally when we think about this, we're thinking kind of like a net. We think that we have to put something that's got a square head on it. We drop it right in front of them. The bait sits right in front of them like this, you know, and that's going to work with a worm on it. But look, these are the kind of heads that I'm using. I'm letting the bait come right down and lay on the bottom like that. And then I'll jump it, and they're hitting it, okay? I'm not having my swim bait like this. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I'm just telling you what's working today. Look, I understand you're going to be able to watch 10 other videos up in this area about swim baits, you know, and they're going to have 11, 12, maybe 15 other different size swim baits to use. I can't afford to do that. So I have to go with the foundational, right? The muscle builders. I think about lifting weights, you know, if I'm going to do my shoulders, the military press is going to be the best mass building shoulder exercise. You know, biceps, it's going to be a barbell curl. You just can't get away from it. So those are the kind of baits that I use, those foundational mass producing baits, because I can't afford to have everything under the sun.